Hello, Greg here, ready to talk about how MyMathLab works. So I do have the syllabus up right here because one thing you need to do is, first of all, copy this course ID that says Perkins 92013. So let me just copy that. And then we're ready to go over to MyMathLab. All right, so just open up a browser and you can just Google MyMathLab. The company is Pearson, so this link is legit. And if you've used MyMathLab or any of the MyLab products from Pearson, you could go ahead and sign in. Otherwise, use Student Access. And when it says this, just say no. Are you using LMS? Not really sure why they do that, because all it does is that. Okay. So you need the course ID, which I copied, and then an email address, and then a way to pay for it. So if you're going to be paying for it yourself, the cheapest way to do it is go ahead and pay right here on the Pearson website. If you have financial aid from Hartnell, you can go to the bookstore, and then they can sell you the access code for the MyMathLab for Math 2, and then that way, of course, financial aid pays for it, and then you just come back here with the access code. Notice that either way, it says that you can sign up with the temporary access, and then you can use it for 14 days for free. So however you're gonna pay for it, you might just wanna do that to try it out for free. And then if you realize, oh, the online version is not for me, well, then you didn't pay for the Pearson, so you're not out that money. After 14 days, they will, if you haven't paid for it after the 14 days, they will freeze your account until you pay for it. And then after you pay for it, then they will unfreeze your account and all of your work will still be there. Okay, next, go to I'm ready to register. And then I just need to paste in that Perkins 92013 and continue. And of course, since I already have an account, then it wants me to sign in. For you, it would just go to this next page. So it looks like the cheapest available is $95. So like I said, that is the cheapest. Don't pay for this extra $7.99 a month. Just pay for the cheapest version. If you went to the bookstore, I'm sure that they would mark up the price. So only go to the Hartnell bookstore if you are going to be using financial aid. So you would put buy now. It's not going to let me buy it because it knows that I'm already a teacher. So I'm not going to click on that. But when you click on buy now, you would either pay for it using a credit card or debit card. And then you would, or you would have the access code from Hartnell, bookstore. Or you would use the temporary access button. Okay, let's say all that registration is done, and then it's going to look like this. So, of course, I have several classes, but yours is going to be Math 2. Once you've registered and you are on the, hold on just a second. Once you're registered and you're on the Canvas page, like I said, every week there's the stuff that you're supposed to do in order. And then when it says the MyMathLab homework is due, you don't have to remember, how do I log into that? You would just click on it and then it would log you in. Okay, so there's a stuff right here on the home page, but what I first do is go to assignments. And basically there are all the assignments with the same name as it was in Canvas. Week 1 is algebra review. Week 2 is polynomials, etc. So this is the whole week's worth of homework. You don't have to do it all at once. You can take a break anytime you want. When you're ready to do the homework, like after you've watched my video, and after you've watched, just one quick reminder, back here on the Canvas page, after you've watched the week 1 video, and if you need help, there's also the MyMathLab examples video where I print out some of their questions and then I show you how to do that. Now this looks like a lot of questions, 40 questions, but for one thing, keep in mind, it's for a whole week. For another, some of these are very fast, quick problems. So when I'm making up the homework assignment, Pearson has a lot of data, and they know on average how long it takes each student to do, or the average student to do a question. And when I look at the timer and it gets up to about 45 minutes, then I say, okay, that's enough. The average student would take 45 minutes to do all of these questions. Some people work faster, some people work slower, but that would be the average, about 45 minutes to do these 40 questions. Now I'm just going to randomly pick one, and notice that there is this pop-up window. So if this pop-up window doesn't work, then, so let me just close it for a second. Okay, I had a little glitch, I had to cut and paste, but I was saying that I'm using Chrome. So if I move it down a little bit, over here where there's this little star, if it's blocking pop-ups, there will be a little icon there that says it's blocking pop-ups. Click on that and then say allow pop-ups from Pearson. Also, the first time you use the Pearson software, it will probably tell you need to make sure that you allow pop-ups, because that's how these questions show up, little pop-up windows like this. So if the window doesn't show up, then make sure that you are allowing pop-ups from Pearson. Okay, so this is some algebra review, and let's say that I worked out the problem and I found out the answer is 23, which I'm pretty sure is wrong. So you can say check your answer, and then it gives you, not only is it incorrect, but it then gives you a little hint of what you're supposed to do. So this one actually told me the 2 steps I need to do: add 1 to both sides of the equation, divide both sides by 7. Okay, got it. So the answer is 22. Check the answer. No, please try again. So you get an unlimited number of attempts. There are going to be times, like after you've tried it several times, that it may change the numbers, but it'll still be the basic same question. Maybe it says 8x plus 3 equals 30 or something like that. But you basically get an unlimited number of attempts. You can also go down here and say view an example. And so they'll take a problem where they just change the numbers, and then they show you the steps. So they explain it step by step, how to do it. And then once you're done, then you would redo the question. If you say, help me solve this, it's going to solve that particular problem. And then after you're done watching that, then it will give you a similar problem. All right. Also, if you want to ask me, please make sure that you click this button, Ask My Instructor. That way it sends me a screenshot of exactly what you were looking at. So if you just say, hey, on number 10, I don't know why they have 7x. And I open up number 10 and it says 9y for mine. Well, I need to see what you're looking at. So click the Ask My Instructor, and then that way it's gonna send me a link, or excuse me, a picture of exactly what you were looking at. Okay, so once you've finished the question correctly, let me try to do that real quick. So if I add 1 to both sides, that's going to make this a 28. If I divide by 7, that's a 4. So x equals 4. And then check. Great, got it. So a green check mark means you got it right. If it's a red X, then you got it wrong and you could retry it. All right, some other things that are available. Oh, by the way, I'm done with question 10 and it's got a green check mark, so I could leave at any time, go have a sandwich, come back a little while later and start answering questions again. So yes, I'm ready to leave. And you can see there's a green check mark right there on question 10 because I got that one right. And so far I got 2.5%. And here's the proof: unlimited attempts per question. So you can also look at the e-text. In fact, there are times when you're looking at a question when instead of just Ask My Instructor, it'll be like more help. So it sort of depends on what they have available. Let me show you another way if that's not showing up there. You can go to the multimedia library and tell it we're working on, well, this one was review, and then review of linear equations, let's say. And then you say select all, and then they're going to show you everything they have. So with this, it's not too much. They have 5 videos. If you are later on when we're doing actual calculus, so limits and derivatives, and then you just pick one. I don't know. Let's say we're working on that section 2.4. And then you say find now. Then they've got a lot more stuff. PowerPoint, animations, more videos, interactive figures. So you could just check out any of those for extra help. So when you have finished the homework, or when the homework is due, the next day I will import your grades from MyMathLab into Canvas. And so when you're in Canvas, you don't need to do anything to bring your grade in or anything like that. That's my job, to bring it from MyMathLab into Canvas. All right, so if you have any questions, please email me, and have a great day.